Well, hello and welcome. Chris here, your friendly neighborhood acupuncturist at the Acupuncture and Herbal Medicine Clinic with another natural health tip that I'd like to share. Let's talk about repetitive tension, chronic pain, overuse of different parts of the body, and what we can do about that as a preventative. Some practices that we can do to prevent um, the pain that can build up and become chronic over time. So let's talk about a few examples. Think about carpal tunnel and wrist problems, okay, wrist pain, and think about repetitive strain like mousing and using a computer and typing, or think about a server at a restaurant holding things and putting strain on their wrists or even their upper back, or say somebody who's using a cell phone a lot and they're looking down their neck, okay? There's a tension there. It may not seem like much, but you know, the head has weight to it, and if I relax my muscles in my neck, you know, my head just kind of falls down. If I, to keep my head up, those muscles have to be on. They have to be tense, okay? So even that is a constant strain. And we can get even into talks about emotional, you know, mental mindset and your mental emotional health. So say if you were tend to be kind of apprehensive and a little shy and kind of nervous, and you pull yourself back, you tend to kind of pull back from life. You may have muscles that are pulling your posture back and creating, and they're becoming strained. Or say you're more like aggressive and assertive and you kind of lean forward with your head and the posture. There's gonna be a weight adjustment and a compensation that certain muscles will have to compensate for to deal with holding the head in that position, or any aspect of the body, any joint in the body, okay? There can be overuse. There could be odd angles that you're working in, leaning forward too much, and it creates strain on the muscles. It creates tension on the muscles. And I always like to say good health is about good circulation. And if that tension is going to block that circulation, it's going to block the blood flow into the tissue that's involved, that's strained, and that tissue is going to suffer because it's not getting fed, it's not getting oxygen, and the waste that it makes is not being eliminated properly. That flow, that cycle through that tissue is so important. So what can we do about these things? First, be aware of the tension that's building up. Don't ignore it. You know, good mind-body connection is important. Be aware of what you're doing and how long you're in these postures, and try to adjust your posture so you feel comfortable and you can be in a posture for a prolonged period of time without experiencing tension and discomfort. Because in the beginning it's a little tension, but months, you know, weeks and months later, it becomes something a little more solid, a little more firm. The muscles become locked into a posture or a position. And we want to try to avoid that. So what I'm going to recommend is to be aware of it first, and then preventative wise, we want to do a reset to those muscles in those areas. We want to reset the muscles back to a more normal and relaxed state so they're not kind of held into that tense posture. So I'm going to try to do this with my hand and get it into the camera. You know, we're doing mousing on the computer, and you get tension in the muscles, okay? And the reset that I'm talking about is, you know, you get done of hours of doing this, you may even feel the hand is kind of tired, it's tight. We want to get that out. We want to get the fresh blood flow into that tissue. So what I mean by doing a simple reset is shake it out, get that tension out. Maybe tap it, tap the muscles, right? Squeeze, massage. I mean, these are therapies, but you could do them yourself. I mean, it's intuitive, right? It feels better. We get the blood flowing again. We shake. You know, different parts of the body. It could be the neck. You have to massage. You have to circle the head and loosen up the neck. adjust the posture. You know, same with any part of the body. Every joint that makes a connection needs to move. And if it's at an awkward angle and it creates tension, those muscles that are connecting and binding that joint together, those muscles will get locked up and tight with tension. And again, the blood flow is not going to be good through there. We want to open up that blood flow, promote good circulation. That's going to promote a healthy body, healthy joint, healthy muscles, for example. You'll feel better. You'll go further in life. You know, it's all about longevity, right? How much staying power can we have with our health through life? You know, the goal is a long, healthy life. And these tips are preventative to help promote a long, healthy life. I hope that helps. I hope that's informative. If you've got questions, comments, leave them below. And until next time, keep on the sunny side. Take care.